Welcome to Filoli. Come walk the gardens with us. Filoli is host to 100,000 visitors each year in our lovely house and gardens. We are a USDA Zone 7, which allows us to grow these beautiful bulbs and a myriad of other plants and trees. We're not restricted to the native California palette. We're hot enough and cold enough, gives us a lot of variety. We have a magical climate.
So one of the first things to start blooming here people love are the camellias. We have a huge collection of camellias, reds, pinks, whites, throughout the garden. That's really the first show, and a lot of people love coming to check out the camellias. You can see how we have this one pruned, kind of a globe shape. We like to really see the structure in there with the flowers blooming right on the outer section of the camellia. We have tens of thousands of daffodils and tulips that are in containers like you see here. In this one container, there's probably about 25 to 30 daffodils. And we grow them up in the greenhouse, and once they come into bloom, and it's color coordinated with everything that's going on in the sunken garden, and we rotate our containers through. We have about 4 or 5 different rounds of different colors and different plants in each of those containers. We end up purchasing overall about 100,000 bulbs, daffodils and tulips every year. So usually the bulbs come over from Holland in early October, and then we spend about a month from October through the end of November planting out all the beds through here. We've got tulips everywhere. Daffodils, this is actually the second round. Tulips are after daffodils, which a lot of them are done, but we still have quite a few around. So we have daffodils first, and then tulips. And then this is actually our spring, but we also put on a huge summer display as well. So we'll pull all this out, usually right after Mother's Day, mid-May, and plant our summer annual so that usually by about the 4th of July, this whole area is a completely different scheme, completely different color, a whole host of different flowers.
So how similar is this garden today to the way it was when it was donated to the National Trust for Historic Preservation?
You know, we have a lot of photos. I mean, the bones of the garden, the hedges, the trees, everything is pretty much the original design. So we try to keep the original design intact, and then we just play around with the color and the displays. So it's actually a really well intact garden from its original design back in the 1920s, actually. What you have here is kind of a typical planting where we have our tulips, and they're overplanted with an annual. In this case, the annual is Nemophila, or baby blue eyes. And struggling to get through that baby blue eyes is our Van Eyck tulip. So as soon as the tulip's done, in about another week or so, this will be just solid light blue with the baby blue eyes. So the Chard garden, which is one that really should be viewed from above, is actually a representation of a stained glass window in the Chartres Cathedral in France. The boxwood are to represent the lead in the glass, and then the annuals and roses that we plant are supposed to represent the stained glass colors throughout the window. All right, so this area is the sundial. Again, you see our tulips. In this case, we have pansies that are underplanted. The sundial is considered the center of the garden. Again, we got a white and purple color scheme going on here. And in the distance, really kind of an icon of this area, the weeping cherries. So though you can see the pink, really light colored pink, that really in about another week or so, that's going to be in full bloom. It's going to be the time to be here for weeping cherries. Last year we planted 65,000 Golden Dawn daffodils just in this field. Myself, the staff, and a whole host of volunteers. I must have had probably 100 or so volunteers out here. People volunteer here. They can do everything from leading tours to planting bulbs in the field, pulling weeds, whatever you want to do. We got all kinds of stuff for people to do. Filoli has 17 acres of formal gardens, plus about another 10 acres of fruit orchard, lawn areas, flowers, woody plants, wisteria, magnolias, whatever you want, whatever you're into in horticulture, we definitely have it. So come and see us.